If you're over 60, this one small habit could silently raise your risk of a stroke while you sleep. No warning, no pain, just one moment you're fine, and the next you can't lift your arm, your speech is slurred, or your balance is gone. As a brain doctor, I've seen far too many older adults go through this. And not because of smoking, poor diet, or lack of exercise, but because of something they thought was helping. Vitamins. Yes, really, vitamins. Every day, millions of seniors take supplements hoping to protect their bones, boost their energy, or keep their memory sharp. And while many do help, some, especially in high doses or taken at the wrong time, can quietly put your brain in danger. Today, I want to walk you through 5 common vitamins that may increase your risk of stroke, brain bleeds, or blood pressure spikes, especially during the early morning hours when your brain is most vulnerable. If you've ever taken vitamin D, E, B6, A, or niacin, this information might just save your life. Before we begin, I'd love to know, have you ever questioned whether your vitamins could be doing harm? If you're curious to learn more, type 1 in the comments. If this is all new to you, type 0. And if brain health matters to you or someone you love, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Health 365 for honest, science-backed tips made especially for older adults. Now let's start with the most surprising one of all, vitamin D. What you don't know about it could turn a good night's sleep into a dangerous one. You've probably heard that it's good for your bones, your mood, even your immune system. And that's all true in moderation. But here's something most seniors are never told. Too much vitamin D, especially taken at night, can quietly raise your risk of stroke. I know that sounds shocking, but I've seen it with my own patients. Take Mr. Walter, for example, a 74-year-old retired Navy vet. He was sharp, disciplined, and took his health seriously. Every morning, like clockwork, he lined up his supplements, including a 10,000 IU vitamin D capsule he bought over the counter. He believed he was protecting his bones, but what he didn't realize was that this simple routine was slowly pushing his body toward a silent disaster. One morning, his wife found him confused. He couldn't speak clearly. His right arm hung limp. A stroke overnight. His labs showed dangerously high calcium levels, stiff arteries, and blood pressure all over the place. The culprit, vitamin D toxicity. When you take high doses of vitamin D, especially without medical guidance, it causes calcium to build up in your bloodstream. Your body doesn't know what to do with all that extra calcium, so it sends it into your arteries, making them stiff and narrow. And guess where that can lead? A blood clot straight to your brain. As we get older, our arteries naturally lose flexibility. Add in dehydration, poor sleep, and a calcium spike at night, and you've created a perfect storm for stroke. The scariest part? There are no warning signs. You go to bed feeling fine and wake up with your life forever changed. And here's something you may not know. Many over-the-counter vitamin D supplements in the US contain far more than older adults actually need. 5,000 IU, 10,000 IU. People take these every day, thinking more is better. But studies show that even 2,000 IU daily may be too much if you're not deficient. Let me say this clearly. If you're taking vitamin D, especially along with calcium or heart medications, it is crucial to get your blood levels checked regularly and always take it in the morning, not before bed. Do you know how many IUs your supplement has? Type D in the comments if you're taking vitamin D right now. Let's open the conversation, and if this made you think twice, give this video a like to help others find it too. Now, if that surprised you, just wait. The next vitamin is one many people take for heart health, but in older adults, it can lead to something even more dangerous than a clot, a brain bleed. Let's talk about vitamin E. Vitamin E, often called the heart helper. If you've been taking it for years, you're not alone. Many people over 60 add vitamin E to their routine, hoping it'll support their heart, improve circulation, maybe even boost memory and skin health. But here's the part that doesn't make it onto the bottle label. Too much vitamin E, especially when combined with common heart medications, can increase your risk of bleeding in the brain. Yes, even if you're doing everything right. Let me share a story I'll never forget. Mrs. Evelyn Brooks, 81, a retired librarian from Ohio, sharp, witty, and always had a book in hand. She had a heart valve issue and was on warfarin, a common blood thinner. Her doctors monitored everything closely. Her blood work was fine, her pressure was stable. But one day she picked up a bottle of natural vitamin E she saw advertised in a magazine, 800 IU per capsule. I thought it would help my memory and circulation, she told me. 3 weeks later, she was rushed to the ER with a terrible headache, confusion, and vomiting. A brain scan showed a hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding inside the brain, not because of high blood pressure, not because of a fall, but because the combination of warfarin and high-dose vitamin E had made her blood too thin to clot. Just one fragile vessel in her brain gave way. Here's what most people don't realize. Vitamin E in high doses works like a natural anticoagulant. That means it slows clotting. If you're already on aspirin, Plavix, or any blood thinner, and then add vitamin E, your risk of internal bleeding quietly goes up, especially in the brain, where even a small bleed can steal your speech, your memory, or your ability to walk. And get this, the recommended daily intake for older adults is just 15 milligrams, about 22 international units. Yet most supplements on store shelves contain 200, 400, even 1,000 international units per capsule. No warnings, no consultations, and many folks take them every day for years. Mrs. Evelyn survived, but she now walks with a cane. Her short-term memory was never quite the same. She told me through tears, I just wanted to help myself. I didn't know I was doing harm. And that's the part that breaks my heart because she's not alone. So many seniors think, if it's a vitamin, it must be safe. But the truth is, not every vitamin is safe, especially when you're on heart or blood pressure meds. You must talk to your doctor before adding anything new. Now, if the idea of a brain bleed wasn't scary enough, there's another vitamin people take for nerve support and energy that can quietly damage your nerves, sometimes permanently. Let's talk about vitamin B6. Vitamin B6, the one often labeled as a nerve support or brain booster. You might have seen it in those bottles at the pharmacy, claiming to help with energy, focus, or even memory. And maybe someone even told you it's good for aging nerves. But here's what most seniors are never warned about. Too much vitamin B6 can actually damage your nerves, sometimes permanently. Let me tell you about Mr. Harold Jenkins. He was 76, a retired truck driver from Kansas. He came into my office because his feet felt numb, his hands tingled, and his balance was off. At first, he thought it was just age. Then he started falling, first once, then again. The third time, he hit his head on the bathroom floor. When I reviewed his supplements, I spotted the issue right away. He'd been taking a nerve support formula for over a year. The label said it supported brain health and circulation, but inside each tablet, 100 milligrams of vitamin B6, and he was taking 2 tablets per day. That's 200 milligrams daily, over 10 times the recommended safe upper limit for seniors. Now here's the scary part. Unlike some vitamins that flush out in your urine, B6 builds up in your system over time, and in older adults, it can damage the protective coating around your nerves, like stripping insulation off a wire. The result? Tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, tremors, even confusion or memory issues. What's worse, the symptoms creep in slowly. Many people think it's arthritis or aging or early dementia, but really it could be B6 toxicity, a slow, preventable kind of nerve damage caused by a pill meant to help. And it can be permanent if not caught early. Mr. Jenkins was lucky. We stopped the supplement and the damage didn't get worse. But he still uses a cane. He doesn't drive anymore. He told me, I just wanted to protect my brain. I didn't realize I was poisoning it. Let's be clear. Vitamin B6 is important, but in very small amounts. Older adults only need about 2 to 10 milligrams per day, and that includes what you get from food. But many brain support pills sold online or in stores contain 50, 100, even 200 milligrams. That's not just unnecessary, it's dangerous. So if you're taking any supplement that says nerve, brain, or energy, check the label know your numbers, and type B6 in the comments if you've taken a supplement like that or know someone who has. Now, you might be thinking, at least some vitamins like A must be safe. It's just for eyesight, right? Well, not exactly. Let's talk about vitamin A. If you're like most older adults, you've probably heard that vitamin A is essential for good eyesight. Maybe you've even taken it for your immune system, skin health, or because someone said it helps you age gracefully. But here's what almost no one tells you, especially if you're over 60. Too much vitamin A doesn't just sit quietly in your system. It builds up, and over time, it can increase pressure inside your skull, mimicking a stroke, damaging your vision, and even affecting your brain. Let me tell you about Miss Dorothy Simmons. She was 79, a retired piano teacher from Oregon. She loved music, taught students from her living room, and took pride in staying independent. But one day she started getting headaches, then came the blurred vision, then the dizziness and the slurred speech. Her family feared the worst, a stroke. But when we ran her scans, something surprising showed up. No clot, no bleeding. Instead, she had elevated intracranial pressure, too much pressure inside the brain. Her spinal fluid was backed up. Tiny veins in her brain were under stress. The cause? Vitamin A toxicity. She'd been taking a high-dose skin and eye supplement for over 5 years, nearly 10,000 IU per day, every day without realizing it. Here's the key difference. Vitamin A is fat-soluble. That means your body stores it in your liver, your tissues, even your brain. It doesn't flush out like vitamin C or B. And as we age, our liver slows down, so that buildup happens even faster. When there's too much vitamin A in the body, it can lead to a condition called pseudotumor cerebri, a false brain tumor. The symptoms, headaches, blurred or double vision, dizziness, nausea, even permanent vision loss or cognitive decline. The tricky part? Many multivitamins already contain the full recommended dose of vitamin A, but some people, like Ms. Dot, unknowingly double or triple that by adding skin, eye, or anti-aging formulas on top. The safe upper limit for seniors, roughly 2,500 to 3,000 IU per day, and that's only if needed under medical supervision. But many supplements sold online contain 5,000, 10,000 IU or more. Taken daily for months or years, it's easy to see how the damage builds up. Ms. Dot is slowly recovering, but she now needs regular eye exams, pressure checks, and balance therapy. She told me, "I thought I was doing something good for my body. I never imagined it could hurt my brain." And that's why I share her story, because it's not about scaring anyone. It's about making sure you have the facts so you can protect yourself in your independence. Now, if you thought eyesight vitamins were risky, wait until you hear what happens when a vitamin meant for cholesterol and heart health suddenly spikes your blood pressure. Let's talk about niacin, vitamin B3, a vitamin you might have taken or been told to take for your heart. Niacin, also known as vitamin B3, is often praised as a natural way to lower cholesterol. Some doctors even prescribe it. You'll also find it in heart health supplements, energy drinks, and fortified cereals. But here's what's often left out of the conversation, especially for older adults. Niacin in high doses can quietly cause serious swings in your blood pressure and even trigger a stroke. Let me introduce you to Mr. Frank Miller. He's 82, a retired postman from Florida. He came to see me with a strange mix of symptoms: hot flashes in his face, a pounding sensation in his chest, dizziness that came and went every morning. His wife thought it was anxiety. His son blamed it on his blood pressure meds. But the real cause? Frank had been taking an over-the-counter heart-healthy supplement. The front label said, "Supports cholesterol and circulation." The back, 1,000 milligrams of niacin per serving. He was taking it twice a day. That's 2,000 milligrams daily, over 60 times the amount most seniors actually need. Here's what happens when you take niacin in high doses. It causes your blood vessels to suddenly expand, which is why your face may flush or feel warm, but shortly after, those same vessels snap back and constrict. That sudden tightening can raise your blood pressure, stress your heart, and reduce blood flow to your brain. Over time, this yo-yo effect is like tapping a hammer on fragile glass. Eventually, something gives. Frank had what's called a transient ischemic attack, or TIA, a mini stroke. His speech slurred for 2 minutes, then returned. He thought it was a fluke. I had to tell him the hard truth. His daily supplement meant to help. His heart was quietly harming his brain. And he's not alone. Many seniors take high-dose niacin without even realizing it. They buy flush-free or extended-release forms online thinking it's safer. But even those versions can still raise blood pressure, trigger atrial fibrillation, and affect blood sugar levels. Here's what you need to know. For older adults, anything above 50 milligrams of niacin per day should be used only under medical supervision. And if you have high blood pressure, heart rhythm issues, or are on medication, please check your labels. Frank is now off niacin. He's recovering, no permanent damage. But he told me something I won't forget. Doc, I thought I was doing everything right. I didn't know I was gambling with my brain. So now that we've walked through 5 common vitamins, each with the power to quietly harm the brain, you might be asking, what should I take instead? Or better yet, what should I eat? Let's talk about real food, the kind that protects your brain without the risks. By now you might be wondering, if these vitamins can be risky, what should I do instead? It's a great question because the truth is, your body wasn't designed to run on pills. It was built to thrive on real food, whole, natural, nutrient-rich food that your brain recognizes, absorbs, and uses in just the right amounts. Let me tell you about Mrs. Margaret Wilson. She's 73, a retired school principal from Arizona. When I first met her, she pulled out a drawer full of supplements. Vitamin D for bones, vitamin E for heart, B-complex for energy, niacin for cholesterol, a multivitamin, and a few others for brain support. I'm doing everything right, Doc, she said. But she was feeling dizzy in the mornings. Her balance was off. Her blood pressure kept climbing. Something wasn't adding up. So we did something radical. We cleared the clutter. One by one, we took away the pills and replaced them with food. No magic diet, no fancy program. Just simple, whole foods at the right time, in the right combinations. Here's what her breakfast looked like. 1 boiled egg for clean protein, half an avocado rich in healthy fats, a slice of whole grain toast for slow, steady energy, a handful of blueberries loaded with brain-protective antioxidants, and a glass of room temperature water to hydrate the brain. Sometimes she added a few walnuts or almonds. That's it. No powders, no pills, just food. Real, recognizable, nourishing. Within just a few weeks, Margaret noticed a difference. Her dizziness faded, her blood pressure stabilized, her energy returned, and she told me her mind felt clearer than it had in years. Here's why it worked. Your brain needs hydration, healthy fats, consistent fuel, and micronutrients in their natural form. It doesn't need megadoses, it needs balance. Some of the best foods for older adults include leafy greens like spinach and kale, rich in folate and antioxidants. Fatty fish like salmon or sardines, full of omega-3s to protect brain cells. Berries for polyphenols that reduce inflammation. Nuts and seeds for vitamin E, magnesium, and brain-healthy fats. Whole grains to keep blood sugar stable and support circulation. And remember, these foods don't just protect your brain, they support your heart, bones, mood, and mobility too. You're not just eating, you're healing with every bite. Final wake-up call. Awareness is the best medicine. At this stage in life, every choice matters more. And the truth is, it's not the pills you take, but what you understand about them that truly protects you. Your body at 60, 70, or 80 doesn't process supplements the same way it did decades ago. Even well-meaning habits like taking vitamins can quietly backfire if you're not careful. That's why awareness is your most powerful medicine. You don't need to fear vitamins, but you do need to respect them. Read the labels, ask your doctor, and listen to your body, especially when it whispers. If any part of this spoke to you, tell me in the comments. What's one change you'll make starting tomorrow? If you found this helpful, give it a like to help others find it too. And please subscribe to Health 365 so we can keep learning, growing, and staying strong together. You're not alone on this journey, and you're never too old to take back control of your health.